That's the latest one from Blink-182. She's out of her mind. It's the new Triple M. Roy and HG, the Sporting Probe, coming up from 10 o'clock today. This is the Weekenders right now with Dobbo and Libby Trickett. The Weekend Pluggers segment is coming up, so your chance to plug any event you got on for the weekend, sports, sausage
She's bought her
sizzles.
A game as well. She's got a plug. Lib's got a plug. Yeah, just hold it.
Okay,
We're
sorry,
also
Al.
going to dissect the Anthony Mundine, Danny Green fight. I stayed up to watch that debacle. But last week we had Trent Quinn from iThink Property, the real estate specialists out at Ipswich. He joined us, and I know after that you and hubby, you got told that you made a big mistake. It cost yourself a lot of money.
Exactly. Must go with auction.
I'm doing the same thing. So what we thought was we'd dissect in more of a real estate term about marketing. Trent Quinn, good morning. How are you, mate?
I'm really well. Good morning, all.
Yeah. Now, listen, we know now that if you're going to sell a property, the best way to go is obviously the auction over the private treaty, and you gave us the pros and cons. But Lib and I were talking about what is the way now to market your property?
Yeah, is it online? Is it in the newspapers? I mean, who reads the newspapers nowadays?
Well, it's a funny space, and I suppose real estate is no different to a lot of industries at the moment in that it's constantly changing and evolving. And back in the day, it was simply put an ad in the paper on the Saturday, put an open home sign out front and wait for the buyers to turn up. But now with all of the different industry websites that are available, all the different portals, the video, the floor plans, there's no one size fits all anymore. And it's a little bit of everything. And again, property and market specific.
So, okay, let's just work on an average property in, just say, hypothetically in Brisbane. Let's just work on a price somewhere between $750,000 to $1 million. That's a median price in Brisbane at the present moment. What's the best way to market it? Is it an 8-week campaign and glossy photos and do you have to spend big bucks, or do you just put it on realestate.com and hopefully get some looks and have a look at the analytics and then make some decisions from there?
Well, the key to it, Dobbo, and you hit it on the head there, irrespective of what you're selling, which method of sale you choose, the best money that any seller can spend on their property is the photographs.
Right.
Because that's what you use for the brochures, that's what you use online, that's what you use in print media if you decide to go down that path. So photographs, top quality photographs, absolutely non-negotiable. And I always chuckle, and you guys would have seen as well, there's nothing like looking at a property online or in the paper and the agent's taken the photo on the phone and they forgot to crop the rear vision mirror out of the photo because they were sitting in their car when they did it on the iPhone. So good photos, absolutely non-negotiable. But what I would say, and again, you hit on it there, Dobbo, with the analytics of pulling it all apart, whichever industry website you choose to use, whether it be realestate.com, domain.com or the myriad of others, you need that online presence. And I would also recommend that don't put a line through print media because the print media still works. And the best example I can give is if you're in active real estate mode as a buyer, you've got all of your alerts set up on all the different industry websites, and the minute that a new property hits the market that meets your criteria that you've defined, you'll get an email alert about it. And that buyer, the active buyer, they've done all their homework. They know median sales price for the suburbs. They can actually probably look and see what you paid for it when you did. So they're really across it with their finger on the pulse. But what we find and where we get the best results is from that more passive buyer who may see it in the paper on a Saturday morning over a cup of coffee at the coffee shop and they think, oh, gee, that looks nice. Let's go and have a look at that at the open home today. And because they're not as savvy as the more active buyer, that's where the vendor or the seller can get a premium price from that buyer.
Right.
I think, one of the biggest issues that I've had when I've been, selling a property is the marketing just costs so much. And I just feel like you never know how much to spend. And so, Trent, would you come up with a percentage of the sale price that you're looking to get? Is there some sort of
good
average?
idea because no one has any idea.
Exactly. You could spend nothing, or you can spend a ton of money on marketing, and you just don't know where to spend it and how much.
Correct, and there's no fixed formula. So is it 1% of the sales price that you're hoping to achieve, or that doesn't really work? And again, it comes down to what you're looking to achieve for your property, what type of property is it an inner city apartment? Is it out on the fringes, a bit of acreage? Is it a big rural property? I keep coming back to talk to your agent and listen to the agent, because if the agent is informed, they'll make the right recommendations to get you the result that you're after. And the agent should also then be able to, come up with some examples and case studies of recent successes that they've had to substantiate it.
Yeah, mate, photography, just quickly, I don't want to go back to the photography. Are there people out there that just take professional real estate photos, or is it just your good camera and you just have a hit?
Oh, look, I'm an absolute nuffy when it comes to taking photos and things like that, but there are professional real estate photographers. Okay, without going into specific ones, there's people that we use all the time. The other recommendation I'd make, and particularly if it's an investment property or a property that's empty without tenants or anything, there's people out there now that'll even stage it for you. So they'll put the nice furniture in there, they'll put the artwork on the wall, the rugs on the floor, the Donna Hay cookbooks on the kitchen bench, all of that type of stuff, because all you're trying to do, all your agent is trying to do, is remove as many potential obstacles between you and a buyer. So if the place looks like a dog box, that's 9 times out of 10 the result you're going to achieve.
So there's no way of taking some Instagram photos and putting a nice filter on it. Like, you're going to have to fill the house. That's not going to work.
Buy my place.
Yeah. Hey,
it's not always going to work, guys.
Yeah, Trent, Quinn, as usual, another great instalment on our real estate from iThink Property, the property specialist out at Ipswich. We'll talk to you next week, mate.
Have a good one, guys.
Cheers. There we have it.
All righty, coming up next, we're going to do our first round of weekend pluggers for this weekend. If you've got something you want to promote, 133353, you can call us anytime. It's the Weekenders on the new Triple M.